you know, Teo's still very good for a lot of opening fights, still gives you the free break of doors, things like this. But now this is going to, you know, continue to be with the lack of breach, right? And I think the breach continues to be a question mark because it was so strong next to the breach and hasn't really quite felt the same.
For sure. Caressing Teo on the screen. He wants the agent back.
Yeah. Okay. And you know what? If that's how we feel about Teo, keep locking him in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the drone didn't really get touched. That tool is still super strong to re-clear on defense. And the way G2 were playing in Toronto, I thought it was solid, right? They were just mainly not using missiles like at all off the start of rounds. And when they were going for re-clear ideas, it was almost always just using one of the two missiles and saving the other to have late round. You do have to be very careful about where you place them, when you use them, but as long as you're intentional about it, he's still viable.
Is that Osphos up there? What am I looking at? Full chill on the recline. Everyone else is locked in, by the way. Babybay is just full hovering the Viper. Viper, a new agent for him this time around. I don't know for sure, but I bet he's never played Viper before in his professional career. I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah.
And he's played in like show matches and things like this. I doubt he's ever locked the Viper in those.
Yeah, I cannot imagine a time where FaZe Babybay would have been playing Viper. That doesn't sound real to me.
Yeah, but VCTA Player 1 is a completely different beast to me.
He's a beast on Viper.
He's a beast on the Viper. You might not expect it. You might think he's a chamber player. No, no, no.
Yeah, it is a collectic agent pool to have to go into the Viper on this last one, playing the chamber in the previous, but it's what Leaf would have done. And Babybay just trying to slot that role perfectly. SEN go back to the comp that we have known them to play for some time, right? With that solo fade.
Well, it's the first time here they want to see a G2 win, I saw on a sign. I see some cinema. You always know it's going to be a full house when SEN and G2 are in the building, but now it is time for map number 3, Lotus, to determine who is taking this thing to close out week 1.
And it starts towards A. SEN with a heavy fight ready to go.
Knife into the door early, set up a trap play later on, but neither team overcommitting to things just yet.
Just use that first refreshable, hold for aggression, and then head into the re-clear later on. SEN staying passive like this means that Valen gets to stay posted up on C. He's already used the second refresh of that one way. They'll send forces back to shoo him away now.
If things do end up finishing into A, I saw pre-round, Babybay dropped his orb over on the A site. It'd be annoying to play around and fall back into these deep positions.
Allows a super aggressive flood retake from CT.
And right now, Sentinels are keeping their options open, playing for orbs on both sides of the map, it would seem, as the spike heads up into rubble. And tapping this door creates a lot of pressure with the wall up. No one actually looking at that one.
He's going to pull Trent over on the Teo. The Viper starts rotating, and
wow,
this C site looks pretty open.
Yeah, G2 have really bitten on this. Now Babybay has to walk into Heaven over on B. See if anyone's crept into the space. That's been a gap for a good 15-20 seconds.
30 seconds left.
Now the util into the C site. Valen not playing with this one really at all. It's a classic in hand as well, so can't try to spam away at the spike. And Sentinels are going to flip back towards spawn. Narrate in front, back-to-back with Zekken. Paint Shell's continuing to force G2 away, and it seems like Zekken might want a little bit more.
Now they fall back, get that little bit of extra time, and ready themselves for the next
Nice
phase. Is Babybay decimates Zekken.
And now utility coming into the site. The rest of the G2 squad not far behind. Jogamo just deletes Narrate. And SEN have been forced to fall away from the site. There's no one left except for John QT. Alive in the smoke with players all around. An assassin diving in for one for another, but cannot continue forward. G2 will take it.
Really clean retake from G2. Babybay hits that nasty opening shot, and they do a great job of kind of ping-ponging which side of the retake is applying more pressure. First, it's mostly coming from CT. Then the players from Waterfall start to come in, and if you're a side anchor there for Sentinels, you just get overwhelmed so quickly with these crossfires.
What's Zekken doing, bro? What is he doing? What doing, little bro?
And Josh was not lying about the vibe he's bringing. I don't think Babybay has stopped talking since he got back up on that stage.
No, even when the game ended, he was talking to the cameras before walking off.
He thinks he's still casting and is paid by the word.
By the word, yeah. I mean, he might be. How much he is saying? Teleport over onto the side. Ah, whoa, 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 okay. the Classic will get the job done.
Jaw has been dying on a couple of these anti-ecos. Doesn't happen on this one.
Surprising, because G2 are usually so legit shutting down ecos, and they continue to be so here.
2 off the Fatal, you're pretty happy about that. Nice anti-eco for G2.
Keep hitting them like that, and this job is done.
And now Sentinel's gonna have a buy online for the first time. Playing this comp compared to where the meta has kind of been at on Lotus, with Breach KO being in the fold and kind of this transition period that was Toronto with teams moving back into the control comps, means that this map is, again, really slow. It's tough when you're playing these Raze comps to actually win an instant A fight. So most of the time you're going slow, you're going into these re-clears, but sometimes you both choose the same fight.
And that's right here. Jogamo, no scope. Actually, it was Valen that finished off the kill there. Taken down to 140. And that'll really slow things down now from Sentinels. Now, good news for Sen is no Sentinel in G2's comp means that it can be a little easier to break out of these choke points even once you've lost your Raze.
Still, there's a lot of smoke cycling up and down. And a well-timed re-clear there coming through front B is Jaw. Catches Zelsis on the fade of the smoke.
G2 have always been excellent on the defense side of this map, and a lot of the time it comes down to finding the opportunities to take a more aggressive angle in the mid-rounds. Step up into space.
Poison orb emitting.
John doesn't have the tools to fight off the players on A.
There's a world meme where Sentinels don't play this round.
I think they might just save it.
I mean, they're just frozen right now, hoping G2 overstep, you know, in the mid-round, and then maybe if they got a pick, they'd play, but it's over.
And that's what I'm talking about, right? Most of the time, Lotus in the new meta is going to be super slow, right? Maybe one team chooses to go for an early fight, but most teams are not going to want to flip A fights every single round. But sometimes you both make the same choice, you end up in one of those early duels, and there it just goes a little better for G2. Jojimo was so much more far forward than Sentinels really expected.
I do respect John QT calling for the full save here. G2 will make a go at running things down, but I think a lot of the times in Valorant, IGLs on the attacking side are very reluctant to just call it quits.
Sure.
You know, once things go poorly early on like that.
You want to see more quitters in Valorant. That's what you're
Yes,
saying.
yes. More quitters. Because you know what? It means that you can still play this next round, and I love that.
It is funny because this just becomes a second bonus round for G2. Their money is going to be ridiculous, win or lose in round 4.
Still got a Bulldog, still got an Outlaw, full armor on Sentinels, so.
Make a couple little upgrades, so it's a bit better. But still, they're going to be rich for a while.
Same look from Sentinels, fighting into Mount. This time not stepping through the smoke just yet, at least.
Valen contesting more passively.
Ooh, these shots, wait, whoa, seconds down on 10 HP.
Got dinked.
That was a dink. And he's got a judge in hand too, so Raze loses like all value once you're down this low because, yeah, satcheling through a sight, it's hard to hit her. But when you only need to, you know, breathe on her kneecap and she dies, it doesn't matter how crazy she's moving.
We've seen G2 adjust into the same setup in the last 2 rounds. 2 front C, 2 front B.
Counter paranoia ready with the spit as well. Valen escaping from the utility. Jaw's right here on the door switch. Forced to teleport away. But now Sentinels don't feel comfortable even moving into B. If they go back A, Jonapi's up front.
He will have information so early on this rotation.
And the pressure is on Sentinels now, down to 40 seconds. C is to buy even more time for G2.
G2's calling the bluff. They're not rotating into A just yet, instead keeping players on B.
Oh dear.
Through the smoke, losing Jonah.
Yeah, a little
That
counter
is a
spam.
very big pick for Sentinels.
25 seconds on the clock, trying to pinch back into B. Jogamo only has the guy. Oh my word! Just right out of the sky. Plucks him out. The spike should still be able to be planted. There's enough protection with utility coming on down.
10 seconds left.
The fight will all come down to the flank out of Mound from Valen. To John QT holding things outside door. G2 have every single player fighting on their own. Someone's got to step up. Someone's got to be the hero. But it's stepping in to a grouped up,
Players
primed and ready Sentinels.
And now just Valen, smoked off in main. Backing away from this one. Sen, that was such an incredible recovery.
Yeah, it really came down to the wire. I think if Jonah P doesn't go down, this round is really tough to play.
And that was just the spam that killed him on A. If he stays alive, he's full containing space in A, have an additional player to win out in the retake when you're a man up.
Yeah, he tried to go for some spam shots himself off his own haunt. And that didn't catch you solid on Sentinels, but they traced him perfectly.
enemy remains.
I like the call in the post flank from Sen though. They expect some kind of flank coming in, so decide to fight forward into heaven instead, get the pick there, and then that is a complete breakout from the site.
Let's go.
Time to jump.
Op up for Jaw this round.
Here.
First of map number 3.
After seeing Sentinels go mound a couple of times in a row, that's what he's waiting for. This time Sentinels won't be biting there. Instead, maybe thinking that A is a weakness. Last round, they only saw Jonah P playing there deep into the round. No Senti Util opens up the opportunity to go for a lot of contact plays.
Celsius just tucks in, doesn't take the fight.
Not going to take the chance. Not when his team has all this space towards A.
He can rip ult here.
Ooh, interesting. Sort of invite his teammates to cut in through break room, get into the site. It's B-pop right now, but Jogamo takes the first one. Things are getting uncomfortable for Sentinels. They might have even had the A site had they gone there, but now they're just getting ground to pieces on B. Unsure of where to finish. Zelsis, after popping the ult, is backed away completely. Sentinels are running away with their tail tucked between their legs.
A very different story from the previous round. And the difference maker there is that they didn't have Zelsis in a position where he could thorn the
30
rotates
seconds left.
coming in from C and coming through spawn. So the second that G2 realize this rotate is coming in, they're ripping the fade out, they're all running through these smokes, and they are the ones instead, in an advantageous fight, just holding on to the choke of players coming out of break room. And it's easy kills to close out their 4th round.
10 seconds left.
Sentinels are making these decisions to snap back into B based on very little information, right? They're playing a lot of like very slow early rounds. They don't exactly know what the site holds are going to be. So it feels almost a little bit gambly to pivot back in there. Obviously, that was the plan with the ultimate. But G2 fixed their issue from the previous round to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, the pinch from the C rotators opening the door to isolate Zelsis. Super good there as well. Coach Kaplan's going to call a timeout here. And I'm interested to see how Sen can try and get more embeds in this mid round. Because like you're saying, they're making a lot of these late round rotates, but it's mainly been like start C, and then go as a pack re-clear A, leave one player front B, and then you're either B pivoting or you're full committing into that A hit. I'd like to see them being a little more willing to have a guy like John QT posturing up, taking some risks on that lurk to try and get positions that you can call back into late round.
Yeah, because playing against no Senti, I feel like there's questions that they haven't had answered yet. Like, how is G2 dealing with holding B versus just a simple lurk, like when there's presence made around the map? And also, how is A actually being held outside of just a guy around stairs?
You saw the first couple rounds, G2, every time that we got into a mid round, they were posting 2B, 2C expressly there to stop anyone from walking in. But because they have no Senti, they pretty much always have to be doing that. They have to be investing people to punish lurks. So if you are threatening lurks all across the map and threatening people walking up, it means that G2, compared to a team playing a Sentinel, has to be so much more cautious about when they're calling for these heavy rotates.
Yeah, could be time to move away from the execs and start playing into the lurks like you're saying.
Slow things down. Show us more what they were doing on the map 1 attack side.
But perhaps not on this round on the eco, as things look to be done with a little bit of speed into front B.
Yeah, double satchel. See what you can do with that stinger.
Yeah, no buy apart from the hero gun on narrate. Jogamo waiting up in heaven with the operator. Dodged away from the haunt, but great shot out of narrate. That's what I'm talking about. Now a pinch potentially into mount. Could just blow this round wide open. And op was recovered from Zekin too. He's posted up deep on the heaven line.
Drone will spot him. Sen fight up into break room.
G2 have slowed things down for a moment, though. They're waiting on this wraparound from Baby Bay. Looking back front B, but there is a wall to block
He
him.
can walk around it if he sees the gap.
I'm not sure he will. There he goes, primes it, and just gets deleted. Paranoia goes into break room. Balin is going to be trailing in off of that. Now Sentinels maybe a little bit out of sorts. The op doesn't connect, and Zekken needed that one. This smoke causing chaos down onto the site. Zekken trying to get into things, get involved. And it's Zelsis to win it all. Zekken was just a distraction as Zelsis stabs him in the back.
The simplest round you can see. Slam it beyond the eco and win in the post plant. G2 is a team that loves playing set retakes. In Toronto, they were one of the squads who was conceding plants the absolute most. And with a team like that, if you can get posted into weird positions, if you can get forward and catch isolated players.
Okay.
It was high skill.
That was a high skill moment. Yeah, we take those.
But if you are able to actually disrupt that retake and get forward, it can be so hard no matter what guns you have to actually win a retake like that.
Absolutely. Regardless, G2 going to be frustrated, letting that one slip away.
They're a little bit more active this round, posting early front B.
Okay. Jonah P out in front B. Ball is up off the op shot. Now Sentinels catching Baby Bay with an orb in hand. Good thing his IGL is right behind him. Give him another lease on life.
Fake TP means Baby Bay has to be cautious of every angle on this site.
Man, that's on the re-clear. That numbers advantage completely equalized now. Trent's been quiet in this game, but he is the sole line of defense for G2 on this side of the map. And they're ignoring his position. It's hard to make this decision. How quickly do you want to act?
His team is so far behind.
The call comes in to wait for the squad to come in on the flank.
But now you have to retake into a Viper's Pit, into a Vise. Trent's gonna make his play.
But having two people coming in through door, that could be enough pressure. Turn people away from Trent. You might just be facing down at one player. This will be the move. Tons of utility to stall out the first rotation. It'll have to come on the next. Unless Jonah P sneaks on in. Look at that! Spamming through the smoke. Picks up a little bit of Zelsis' medicine there. But Trent goes down. Baby Bay into the thick of things, and Zelsis takes it again!
Back-to-back rounds for Zelsis to clutch up. Sen picked such a good moment to break out from that Viper's Pit. You saw they were all three stuck together in this one tiny corner getting spammed. But they realized that the brunt of the retake is coming through door. They both push forward through that pit and managed to buy enough space to keep Zelsis alive.
And the whole comeback in that round for Sen started with Zelsis, operator in hand, finding the pick. It really was. Topping the scoreboard for Sen right now as G2 call a timeout.
And those are the threats you have to create against G2. You want to re-clear into A? There could be Zelsis posted here with an op. You're going back into B. There could be someone lurked up there. Makes it way more difficult for G2 to consider their rotations with a no senti call.
The solo A anchors from G2 have been getting abused, quite frankly. In the few rounds that Sentinels have been able to win, I think it's come from players dropping over there. And then the rest of the defense having to react and adjust themselves behind that. G2 need to figure that out.
G2 in some of the earlier rounds of this half showed early A fights to get an in-bed there. Wouldn't hate to see them go back to that. Get someone posted there early and, you know, trust a little more in their C retake late round.
Because they have been really passive towards Rubble in the majority of rounds.
Yeah, it was like first 3 rounds they were considering fights over there, and then after that they've just ignored that space.
Oh, well, they're ignoring it again. It's time to go back, mound one more time. Sentinels ready to capitalize off of that.
Yeah, well, Countdown says run it back. Another A hit. This time, looks like it might be a little bit quicker. 4 players opening that way.
And now I've got the attack Odin spam to count out into door. Simplify things a bit.
Trap play on C. I don't think Zelsis is going to walk into it.
Zelsis might catch players rotating out of the trap, quite frankly.
Yeah, that one way is falling soon.
Eventually, G2 are going to have to give it up. But he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. The rest of his team making plenty of racket Onto the other side of the map. This is where Sentinels maybe get a bit nervous. They haven't heard anything. They need to find some piece of information before snapping anywhere, because this trap, it could just as easily be A. That's why they're so cautious. That's why they're bringing the Prowler over here for a little clear. Baby Bay just deletes them.
It's 7 a.m. somewhere. He's showing up.
And now the rest of the G2 rotating into the A site. Sure, Sentinels have the guns for now, but a paranoia catches onto two players. Flanks on flanks. As those two mound players wrap around through the attacking spawn. Now dimensional drift. Jogamo spots the first. Information onto Zekin too. He sees all three. G2 bear down onto Sentinels.
Rocket for Zekin.
Finds two, but again, a shot from Baby Bay. He's taken 3 from the grave. And now the spam from Trent. G2 right back in it.
That was an eco round. And their caster substitute hits 2 nasty shots on mound.
He even snipes Zekin out of the air before the rocket takes him down. No! Oh!
He is looking clean.
That op shot got him right in the neck. He's so loud, the people in the venue can hear him on stage, like just talking
That's
at a
why they were
normal
laughing.
volume.
Yep. This guy does not stop projecting.
All right, here comes that rubble fight.
It's gonna be big.
Out of the timeout, missiles to break the door. G2 fully committing into it, and the missiles get a kill for the first time. Now the Haunt line them up for the IGL. G2's leader, and Trent with another missile kill just to eviscerate Sen.
A statement round for G2. Win the eco, out of the timeout, adapt into the A fight, and play it perfectly. And they're showing why the Teo still has some value even now. These players are running out. The missiles forced them forwards. No one's watching for the Haunt. And it's all Valen. He's pumped.
I don't know if I've ever seen Cap snap a faster timeout coming out of this one.
Instantly.
Valen is sitting at 12-3 right now.
They can't kill him.
Has the read on the start of the round. Has the shots to back it up.
And this is coming right when Sentinels were finally getting their feet under them. And you get ecoed, and you lose a round in the first 10 seconds. Money's gonna be bad. And this half continues to slip away.
G2, you know, you'd think with losing so much firepower, having Leap step away from the team for a moment, that might hurt them, but you've got guys like Valen just ready to step up instantly in clutch time.
If G2 win this series, it's the ultimate proof to me of how good the system is for G2. You can get rid of your player who, in my opinion, is the best player on G2, sub in someone who has not played a Tier 1 official in 2 years and still win. That is a testament to how good every one of these players is. That is a testament to how good the leadership of Josh and Valen is. But they still have to close it out. And despite it being stingers, this round could still be scary.
I mean, we've already seen 2 ecos this map, so get on the edge of your seat, everybody. Sentinels moving in here to mound.
But this pit is going to slow them down so much.
Oh, will it? I don't know. The Nightfall.
They don't care.
And Zekin's just into it. Baby Bay doesn't care. That'll be one for him. The rest of Sentinel starting to flood on through. G2 are here. The off is waiting. I don't think Sen have found the angle. Sure, they're backed into elbow. I don't even know if they can close the gap to have favorable fights with the guns they've got.
Narrate is the only one who has space really to get out. Finally enough gas to get that orb online.
And don't get me wrong, Narrate has had some pretty gnarly rounds this series.
But look how passive G2 is. They're just holding for a push on both sides. They're waiting for the spike to go down, then play your set retake and win the 5v3.
Finally, it looks like Narrate's gonna give a shot at the plant, maybe even just faking that. Flash and the Haunt doesn't connect, so threat of the ping might have helped out a little bit, but it's not gonna mean much of anything when all is said and done.
That was really nicely played by Baby Bear in the pit. Here's the Raze satcheling in. Instead of backing up, like most Vipers would do, they're running away and trying to get out. You realize that that Raze is coming in. He tucks into the pit instead and then jumps out after to punish the Raze once he's landed. And that opening pit just opens this round up because then, hey, G2 can give a little bit of space. They can play their big advantage and not let those bad guns get to the range where they're going to be winning fights.
Really well controlled there in the post plant, and that is the G2 you expect to see.
Now, guns for SEN. This is pretty much a must-win round. Worse than 7-5 feels real bad, and Jaw is challenging up.
Right up there with the shorty, one pump and out. Valen still holding his ground too. He's not giving up that space just yet. And, Celsius gets right back in. The high-low not quite there between Trent and Jonah P.
Celsius has had a lot of impact in these mid-rounds. But G2 have great info. They've re-cleared front B. They know this is going to be an A hit, and rotates are already coming in.
In the post plant, we likely see Steel Garden traded out for a Nightfall. Sentinels might want to get active as well. No, the Yoru's approaching from up high.
Big pick.
Absolutely massive.
Spike
And
planted.
now the ult out to secure the plant. 2 players ready to play up on rope. And the insurance in narrate back to tree. Primary is available.
Bring them down.
The door is tapped. Here comes G2. It'll be Valen on his own. Working off of the utility, Jonah P opens up the first. Now finds himself down in numbers. On both sides with nowhere to go. Celsius with another 3K. Has been on fire.
He's having an impact game. He's the one player who has been in positions consistently to get a mid-round pick as G2 is going for their rotations and open up opportunities in mid-rounds that looked bad for Sentinels. And that kill could not have come at a better time for this team.
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Let's get
The
it,
half
baby.
was slipping
Let's go,
away.
Marsh.
Now you win a rifle round, you maintain the chance to get 7-5. G2 showed really aggressive looks these last couple rounds. Here they slow it down by an opt for Jaw instead and temper the pace.
Sentinels, on the other hand, not so much. Already up in front of their own smoke. I mean, and just spamming away at Baby Bay. That means the seaside open. There's no utility to slow them down. Valen not there in time. Instead, sneaking out in front with Boombot. Reveals his position. He's got to fall back to his team.
Dream post plant for Sentinels.
Planted.
Zelsis still with full utility, a molly on John QT, and plenty of time to set up their crossfires.
But it's uncomfortable to play on site. The Armageddon for Trent. A couple of missiles too. It is about to be unleashed.
They're fighting up.
They're fighting up. Pandemonium ensues. John QT up in front of it all. And he's got to keep moving forward. There's no other option. And it means decimation from G2. Trent already with 2. Sentinels now backed into a corner. Valen is jumping and shooting them all in the head. There's no
Nasty.
stopping this man.
The retake from Jaw and Valen just looks so good. Sen knew exactly what was happening. They put down their util, they were ready for the ult, they had to fight up, but G2 still better in that punish. Trading back through. Thanks to some perfect utility from Trent, combining that stun with the ultimate.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team, brother.
And they're feeling it.
That is a thing of beauty. G2 leading 8-4 at the half.
it seemed like Sen had something cooking in the middle of that first half, but a bonus round win and a massive resurgence at the end means G2's leading 8-4, playing with a substitute on the roster against their rival, the two best teams in Americas. And it might still be G2 taking this one.
Crazy. Just felt like every single time that Sentinels have been doing something right, Valen is just there to tell them it's actually wrong. He's sitting on a 4-0 KD right now, 16-4. Absolute unit.
Pulled away from the conversation a bit this year, but he was a beast last stage. He's still a fragger and stepping up when the team needs it. Pistol's gonna be critical here for Sentinels. If they lose this, winning becomes a challenge.
That it will.
Poison's off.
The G2 never a team to reveal their hand too early into a round.
Toxin screen down.
And the fun is, we might actually get to see Baby really test things on A-Lurks in this half. It's something we haven't really seen out of him so far in this series.
That's exactly how Leaf plays this agent. He's almost always challenging up into A or challenging up into B. He's super proactive on these lurks, and maybe they're trying to do the same, but he gets shooed away instead.
Yeah, 28 HP. Showed his hand fairly early there. So Sentinels hadn't positioned away. They had the double stack.
Still, he has a contain on this area. Knows that no one has fought deep from Sentinels.
Yeah, the rest of the team is being called in as well. As a matter of fact, Sentinels have islanded Zelsis just a bit. He's got a Sheriff back on stairs, so it makes some sense. Double Sheriffs for the Sen gang.
You can pop a tail missile into B, open that door insta, and very quickly have a B split here.
Yeah, then it all comes down to narrate, right? But how about Zelsis? What a game out of him so far. 3-3Ks, each one a round win. Puts his team in the advantage. Narrate getting a little active there, plays off the flash of his teammate, but isn't good for much. Rest of Sentinels priming themselves for this retake. No utility to work off of. They just are going in, guns blazing. Just the near sight. And that might not be enough. These shots aren't going to find themselves. G2 finding one after another. Trenton one-on-one. Down to absolutely nothing. And he's going to take it.
G2 are pumped. Winning another pistol round in this map. And trading out beautifully in that brawl. Celsius is doing so much right now. Gets an opening pick, puts his team in a winning position, and the util look good on this retake. But just a couple whiff shots coming out of heaven. Leave Trent alive.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
And he just dominates in clutches like that.
It's really just been a different vibe in this place since map 1, right? Map 1, Corrode, they kind of smacked him. We're not gonna, let's just ignore that orb.
My Viper player.
Yeah, not mine. But since what G2 did to Sentinels on Ascent, they have just been so rowdy up there. Feels like just getting the one win under their belt, they're riding that wave, that hype.
Normally when you talk about like a rookie player coming into a team or someone subbing in, most of the time it's about like, hey, there's going to be a lot of pressure. You have to adjust to this. You have to shift the team's vibes. But I haven't been worried about that at all with Baby because he's the ultimate guy to just slot into any situation. Something bad happens, he's laughing it off. Something good happens, he's screaming, he's building you up. It's clear he's done a lot to just help this team stay in the right mental throughout this series.
Now they're ready to move into the seaside. And Valen's just racking them up. It doesn't really stop, and there we have it. Baby Bay on the lurk finds his with the wall bang.
He gets one kill on an anti-eco and he's playing to the crowd. We came back from the break after map 2, and this guy walked out on stage and is literally just screaming to the crowd, yelling Smeeg, putting his hands up.
Yeah, he thinks he just won champs. And who's to say he didn't? This is the round that determines everything, though. If you're a Sen fan, walk in.
Bye!
Or buckle up and, I don't know. Baby Bay's got other plans in mind for the Sentinels.
G2 early fight to take A rubble.
They also show some presence front B with a Prowler, making Sentinels ever cautious of that B pinch.
Sen has really good info right now, though. With their raise posted front B, still an early angle on C. They know that the heaviest front for G2 is towards A. And Merritt, he's been really confident all series to just take swings like that and get an opening kill.
Part of me is like, it's kind of crazy, but he's also won like the majority of the fights he's taking.
It's like really bad if he does that and dies against a bonus round.
Right.
Getting the kill and suddenly you're in a winning position. High risk, high reward.
Now has two teammates playing around him. Can just stall out this choke.
Toxin screen down.
Continue cycling the Viper wall as well. Second's actually on a wildly off angle here. That is a really cute place to play. And Second is looking beautiful from it.
There's some energy back for Sentinels. A 4K for their duelist. Off of some perfect positioning.
The fact that he's pushing forward onto the angle as well.
Down B.
See every player on G2.
I'm back.
And not only does he win that round, but gets an early showstopper online. What are G2 cooking this round? They have a Judge. They have Judgemo's ultimate. I think this is a B-slam.
We know what this is. This is find a side anchor and kill him. Saw it back on Ascent. Now the challenge is, who's he actually gonna find? If you can pinpoint where Vise is on the map, usually Sentinels are leaving Zelsis on an island by himself. The rest of the team stacked up to fight in other places. So Jogamo could just sort of put a target on his back and just snipe him out with that ulti.
Sen have good early info at A,
Who's next?
but have gone a bit more passive elsewhere. Here comes the ultimate. Can Jaw find a mark?
Here.
Sees the one player towards heaven. Now he's gonna see one into here. Whoa, 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 he gets that kill!
The micro there is so good. Uses the clone to body block and eat bullets so he can get that opener.
So frustrating. And now pressure onto the C site with the spike teleporting in. Valen just baiting things out. He doesn't want anything of that. And front B, it's Bang. Traded out by Baby Bay. The rest of G2 vacating C except for Jonah P.
Hold on. He gets a kill?
This round is madness. G2 have started holding the shift key. They're not sprinting A, they're walking back into B where they just saw Zekken with the showstopper.
But they walk in. Use barely any tools to make it happen. And now should be able to get this plant down freely.
But who is expecting the raise to be coming all the way in through Broken?
Maybe Trent. Holding the angle.
But clearing the wrong one. Valen thought he was safe, and so did Trent! Jonah P left on his own. Can't see a thing but green. And now he's just gonna be seeing gray. Sentinels get another.
G2's best player couldn't be in the server today. But Sentinel's star is here. Had a slow start to this map, but picking it up when it matters. 2 big rounds back to back. And this could have gone so wrong at any moment. G2 getting that pick on C, opening that pivot into B. Just the awareness from Zekken to rip the ult, suspect Baby Bay's walked up, and make that round winnable again.
Zekken has fully woken up in the second half. He is here to play, and that is a scary sight if you're up on stage with him on the other side.
That last round, G2 used their Yoru ult. They don't have any other tools like that available for a little bit. They're stuck down to an eco here.
Whole lot spent into Rebel now, but Bang is just running at them. This has been an issue. It's been on the anti-ecos. And it's been just biting off a little bit more than they can chew.
In your comebacks, the eco rounds are supposed to be the gimmies.
We have had 3 ecos this game, split between our 2 teams.
Baby Bay applies pressure, opens the door as his team walks back towards C, but John QT has it red. 3 players from SEN rotating that way, but Baby Bay can't find the shot. Narrate punishes, and now they realize exactly what's happening.
It simplifies for Sentinels. Now just throw all of your stall onto this choke point. G2, they're gonna have to muster up some way, come up with some possibility of getting through. The spike's gonna have to get chucked on over the top. The wall's so annoying.
Might be looking for another big second round on this retake.
Sentinels are already coming. They're already into this smoke. Completely unexpected. Completely at odds with G2's own hopes of holding on to anything. It'll be 3 more per second.
3 multi-kills in a row for New Jersey's finest. And now G2 call a timeout. That was an eco round. They weren't favored to win it, but it looked doable off of getting that opener.
What do you think's going through G2's head right now? Coming after a couple of just wild rounds. These have been very chaotic late round situations.
Yeah, where it's all been going wrong has just been in these retakes, and honestly, in some amazing individual second rounds. I think the way that they're starting rounds is still strong. They're trying to get a lurk embedded. They're taking things really slowly. I don't necessarily want to see them change that at all. I think it just comes down to being a little bit more on it in exactly how they're playing in these late rounds, how they're setting up to trade, ensuring that they have people forward ready to punish. Because Sen has been calling some really good rotates. That last round, they don't even get the pick on the A player, but John just has the read that it's going to be a late C hit. They rotate into position and have a very quick flood retake to punish.
Yeah. Sort of preempting a lot of these moves that G2 are making deep into the round.
In that way, though, those are kind of easy rounds to shrug off, right? You get into a site, you could have won them if one kill goes a different way.
Sure. You've got some wiggle room too up on 10.
For sure. This is the round now where if they lose this, this is where you really start to believe in a comeback. And you start to feel like there are bigger issues for G2.
Maybe a brawl for Mount here. Already Bang creeping up into Mount. Seeing if there was going to be anyone front B. The whole time, though, G2 have just been waiting for this one way to drop and re-clear the space themselves. That'll be the util coming on through, but surprise, nobody's home.
I like how proactive Zekan's been. Again, he's posting forward into B main, solo holding that space so his team can stack heavier towards A.
Narrate is really trying to catch out Baby Bay. Playing super aggressively around the door, spending a lot of utility into it. They think if they can cut away Baby Bay, it just solves the macro of the round, and it might just do exactly that. The paranoia into Odin span is a beautiful combo. It's going to force the acceleration on the other side of the map.
Into C goes G2, but this is very similar to those last few rounds where G2, they're going to have a post plant, they have a chance, but their down numbers and Sentinels have looked really strong in these retakes.
So Giacomo goes on an adventure, flashes deep in towards spawn.
Wants to be a hero, but he only has a stinger.
It's hard to play like that. Now Valen back in Mount has a paranoia. There could be a late fight off of these players, and that's exactly what it's going to be.
Trent has ult.
A lot of utility being spent in, but Sentinels are just winning every single fight.
They were ahead of that utility. And now Valen, wow!
Hold on,
is he
that's
still
two.
making this? Okay.
The pain shells just splatter him.
That was a big investment for G2. Ripping the ultimate, thinking they had a chance. But Sen beat the timing on the paranoia, punish the players on site, and win another retake.
And now Sentinels. They're starting to get a lot of beautiful tools right now that they've started comboing this utility that solved the A lurks. They can just play in these team fight situations that they were so successful with back on Corrode. They head into this next round with a showstopper and a Nightfall to pair.
G2 need to change up how they're playing A. They're going to elect to do things more aggressive this time.
But center here.
It's going to be a brawl.
And a paranoia right off the rip. It's a beautiful read out of John QT. Valen calls them to hit the brakes, back out of that space entirely.
They didn't actually use any util. They still have paranoia. They still have full Teo tools to re-clear. But instead of going there, they're going to put some pressure back in towards B.
The issue is they haven't dealt with the Rebel player, so Sentinels have left Bang on top of that, have now moved everyone that was in the A fight onto B, and are ready to react to whatever G2 is going to throw their way.
So, do they call back into an A re-clear? Looks likely. Little pressure being applied towards C.
Yeah, give a go at a fake here, it seems. But you got to get this wall. This has been something they have not been dealing with every round.
Do it this time. Bang alone here. He'll have very early information, but rotates. They're a long way away.
Just comes down to how actively he wants to play on the site. On the anti-ecos, it's been an issue. Overreaching as a solo player, but Bang is going to hold his ground on backside. Take his time with things. This is the right approach.
They're pivoting. It's going to be a split into this B site, but they don't have front B control.
Yeah, this is going to
No,
be
it's
too
a fake.
tough.
They're going back A instead.
You've got to go back into the
15
A side.
seconds.
With so little time on the clock, without the guns to play with, there is not a hope in the world for G2 in this round.
That is an easy finish for Sen. And now this comeback truly seems to have legs. 5 rounds won in a row for Sentinels.
And they didn't have to use either of their critical ultis that round either.
Yep. And in these last couple rounds, the key piece has been dominating space in A. Previously, they were flushing the lurk of Baby Bay, then posting someone. Here, it's winning the early fight, getting an embed, and then G2 are having to put so many resources so late in the round to get that re-clear, which means there's time for everyone who is stacking C to run over. And here we go again.
Yeah.
It's Sentinels with A control.
And wouldn't it be great if G2 could just say, oh, you have 3 on A, we're just going to speed up into C, but that doesn't work when you're playing against the Vise and the Viper, right? The wall, the thorns on the ground, the snake bite, you can never get into C on that first initial attempt.
Yeah, you have to do something like this. Put a little util, send in the clone, bait out the wall.
And go for the re-clear. Wants A, potentially no.
It's a heavier setup this time. 2 players here. Bang doesn't have a paranoia, but Naret can support.
No one's behind that drone, though. Just trying to force Bang off of the angle? Call in some support?
I imagine they think after suppressing the Omen, he's going to try and back away. No. Sticks around and Sen hold the space.
Hold on. Valen's going behind enemy lines. He's been having a game.
Cover going out.
And he could be the thorn in Sentinel's side. They've got to be aware of him. But nobody's ready for Narrate! Narrate with 2!
Down A.
But it's trade.
The site has been opened up. Valen not overreaching yet, but thinking about it, taking his moment and going up into it. I don't know about that, Valen. I don't know about that! But somehow he's making it work. 3 for the leader.
Excellence from Valen. The C's caught onto the second player in heaven. They couldn't hear the TP, and Valen feasts.
Zelsis now finds himself in a 1-on-3. 3 round-winning 3Ks in this game. He'll start to slip away if he can't be a hero once more.
This comeback was truly something. 5 rounds won in a row. But now staring down the barrel of 11.
The time is working against him. There could be players around him, in the corners, in the walls, that's 2! Celsius on the move! But it's just too little, too late.
So G2 get their 11th. And what a round it was.
Valen with the 3K after ulting behind enemy lines.
It's a combination with the Fade twice in the same round. They rip the ultimate, ensure that no one is listening from the 2A anchors. He TPs in, then it's the C's combo TP up. Valen is putting it upon himself to win this game. The IGL is 23-11.
Ridiculous. But yet there's not a moment to breathe.
Sen again, dominate early space, embed someone mount, and embed someone front B.
This time though, Zekin's got an operator. Dimensional drift now, sent into the site. Trying to see all the util, put pings down to break away those pieces as the rest of G2 filtering behind him. It'll be a 5-on-5 retake.
2 ultimates for Sen.
Steel Garden, and the fight forward from Jaw. Beautiful timing, but it's traded out. Zelsis was there. And now the rest of the Sentinels on a warpath. A Nightfall in, but Jonah P doesn't care. It's traded back and forth for now. We're still inside of the pit.
Baby Bay just has to live, and then Spam is so potent with this pit up.
Valen up in front! Finds the person again, slips away, bang back into things. It's a 2-on-2 now. With a missile in the post. Sentinels have to fight forward. Have to fight in, but now the pit falls. Line of sight open for Trent. can't find the spam, and Bang will take Sen up to 10.
G2 did so much to try and keep Baby Bay alive. 3 different players put their life on the line. Both Valen as well as Jonah trying to fight forward and keep that pit up. But as soon as he dies, the smoke goes up. It is so much harder to win that round off spam. And you have to give such credit to Bang. He is not favored in either of these fights. Charging into the pit, hitting 3 nasty shots, and wrestling the momentum back from G2.
What a cherry on top to the end of week 1. G2 versus Sen going the distance, map 3, and this close. But it will be G2 now. Onto the light by, onto the singers, those classic singers. Not making much of anything in this round. It is over faster than it began. It's all tied up.
11-11. Zekin activated. Shuts down the eco execute on B. And now the onus switch is over to G2.
Almost fumbled Qbert. We're taking good care of him now. Sentinels winning 7 of the last 8 rounds. Dominant on this second half. And it's nearly the end of the road. It is time to show up. John QT already puts
John
down
is
the
just
pit.
walking out on the site. He's past the pit, but he's alone.
Oh, John just off from clearing him out. Now his position has been honed in on. Still Hunter's approach from G2. 3 on the site. The spike has been guided in and Zekin is down low. The difference maker in this second half. He has stepped up.
Sen give up the pit. They back away. They'll play a full 5-on-5 retake.
Breathe. G2 have plenty of time to work with. Waiting for those smokes to refresh. Waiting to get some pressure back on the site, but Sentinels are using their own util to stall this out. It might be time to look for a little fight, and Celsius is waiting for him. Sentinels have opened up well, and are continuing to do so. The spike is down out in the open. It's a mess for G2. Jonah P and Valen, the sole survivors here.
The spike is down backside. There's an Omen ult to get it, but Valen needs to get out. He's gonna try and run to B, ult for the spike, and pivot.
Ridiculous, it's a fake. It's a complete fake out from him. He's gonna grab the spike, cancel, but still be back in mound. He could even throw the spike over to Jonah P to grab a Nightfall. It's only Bang sticking around here on 40 HP. And that spike is going down.
10 seconds left.
Sentinels realize their error, but it's just too late.
They're all so low.
And now G2 know no one is coming in from spawn. They're worried about their own backs. They turn around for it. Sentinels are just waiting. A smoke of their own. It's a guessing game now. Who will break first? Who is it gonna be? Eyes on Valen as they all come up into him. And now Jonah P is out of the equation. Sentinels have brought it all the way back. From 3 to 9 to 12 to 11. It is series point for Sen.
They lost both pistols. Lost a bonus in the first half. But now a near perfect defense side. And G2 made such a good call with the fake from Valen. Secure the plant. But in a 3v2, it's again the team fighting coming through for Sentinels. They are excellent in the brawl. And heading into the last round of regulation, G2 have 4 Bulldogs.
Oh dear. 4 light armors versus Celsius off the Odin. Sentinels fully kitted. And G2 haven't had an answer since the pistol. G2, we're talking such a big game. We're having so much fun up there. Well, I'll tell you something, it's been real quiet in these last few rounds.
Toxin screen down.
Second alone facing front B. And Jonah considering testing him.
It's time. This fight, good flash and a better shot. Valen finds his mark.
Bring them down.
So Valen gets a clean 5v4 to play with.
And there's still a Nightfall for Jonah P to tap into. A free hit site button.
They'll fake C, put pressure with the clone,
Yeah, just eat up that wall.
and TP back into A.
5 players ready. Bang and narrate want to get in front. As soon as this wall goes down, what a shot! The flick is just immaculate. And he's out of there. Nightfall now, G2. Pressured up, they can't see a thing.
The paranoia is perfect, stalls him out completely.
I mean, it's a masterclass from Bang. Playing back inside, but now his position is revealed. His task becomes oh so much more difficult. Pushing forward, there he is. But it's all down to Zelsis now.
And what a game he's had. Critical multi-kills have kept this game alive. A chance to do it again. Avoid overtime.
He wants to end it now. But he makes a footstep, makes the drop sound. G2 know exactly what is up. We wouldn't have it any other way. Overtime for G2 versus SEN.
Just an outrageous game. 2 impeccable defensive sides. But it's G2 with 4 Bulldogs to keep this one going.
I mean, that opening piece, removing Zekken from the server, that's really what got it all started.
We're back.
See, it's a little milder. It's a little bit more reserved.
But both teams have to keep the energy into OT. G2 start on defense. They were strong here.
Sentinels ended up running so many pivots back into B in the mid-rounds. This time opening up strong front B. A door open, a trap play from G2. No, not even hitting that, just using the paranoia.
That's a big tool gone for G2.
That's gonna make Sentinel's head spin. What does that actually mean? Forget that, let's just go into the site, find out ourselves. Zekken will be a scout and a killer. Now the door is tapped. Spike can't be planted just yet. Entering around the Rosie. Sentinels are headed to C, but it's already being preempted, Mimi.
They're already out on site. 2 players here to hold from G2.
Baby Bay and Valen waiting, lying in wait. And Sentinels now in trouble. Maybe not. Maybe they've just fought their way through it. Valen now running away as the fight flips back into spawn. Sentinels are running circles around G2.
The ultimate earn for Zekken. A 5-on-2. And both players from G2 stuck in main.
The last round feeling like just a speed bump for Sentinels. And we're gonna cement that fact. Again, Sentinels on series point.
SEN have been immaculate in the team fights all game long. In that round, it's a full-on B execute. They're on the same page when they pivot into C. They're on the same page when they fight main, when they then go and fight into CT. All of these decisions, all of these changes are being made so quickly. But Zekken is on top of it. 3 kills for the duelist.
Again, the glow up at halftime from Zekken. Now, literal mirror with Valen in terms of scoreline. That's been the difference. First half was Valen, second half was Zekken. But all the while, the mind games working between these 2 leaders.
Timeout for G2. What do they do on their attack side? They struggled to control space in A pretty much the entire half.
Yeah, because it's been such a defense-sided map. The fact that, we're having Sentinels win on attack immediately in OT.
Puts you in such a bad position if you're
It's
G2.
rough. It is real rough.
So did G2 want to try and fight this space early? Go for a re-clear? You see it again from SEN. They're sticking to their plan, fighting early for A. They will not allow a lurker to embed.
I mean, if G2 want to, they could try to bully the solo Vise on C. You've got double teleports to get past that wall, and
SEN expect a heavy A fight, but G2, they're not committing to it. Instead, they might be choosing to slam C, and this could be the perfect round to do so.
because they played so quickly all throughout their own attacking side, it would be unexpected to run with everything on the line.
They always feign the first layer of this hit,
but it's a different wall this time. You can see it's deeper on site. It remains unbroken.
So G2 slow the game down again.
It's a great adjustment out of Zelsis.
The issue is that Sen still has their embeds front A.
And now G2 have left Jogamo over into Mound. He's going to take a while to group back up with the team. It's time to poke our heads into B. Zekin is there. Zekin on the offline, harder for G2 to deal with. And now with the wall being cycled up and down, they call to give it up.
G2 has no space right now, made it on the clock. They're finally gonna have to re-clear something.
But they also remember there was no wall over on the C side. They don't even know necessarily that Vise is there.
They might think she pivoted into B or something like that.
40 seconds left on the clock. It's starting to get a little bit dangerous.
The Viper rotates into C.
Oh no, and now the utility could just cycle up. There's the first molly coming down. Jogamo is gonna have to take it. Jogamo's gonna have to get it all done. It's all riding on him and he's good for it. G2 have pathed the way into the site. Continue to flood in behind.
Another retake for Sentinels. This time down numbers. This time no Zekin.
Mark 2.
And a long wraparound from Trent. He was thinking about the flank junction. He's already on site though. Sentinel's not wasting any time. And narrate, that's one, almost another. Jogamo needs some help. Send help for the man. It'll be there. He knows where these players are. He's done good to bring it down to all on his own. And narrate takes it. Sentinels will best G2 in week 1.
What an incredible way to end it. A 1v2 clutch for Narrate. And a massive recovery. Down 9-3 at the half. Losing the pistol round. But a resurgence from Zekin. Some incredible calls, reads from John on the defense. And they bring it all the way back.
What a moment there at the end, keeping the crowd quiet until he pops off himself. Really nice stuff out of the end of the Red Bull clutch from Narrate. It will be Sentinels going over to shake hands, hugs over to G2 and Baby Bay. I mean, that was closer than I think anyone expected. But at the end of the day, it will be Sentinels taking this one home.
This was the game they needed to win in the rivalry. Been down 5-1 in Americas thus far. Now getting that second win on the board and starting this stage strong.